What? I haven't seen any of these cards yet. This looks like a Looney Tune. I got 6 booster boxes of Crimson Haze that I'm going to be opening in today's video. There's a lot of really cool cards in this set, like the Gnarly Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, a new Fighting type Greninja EX, new Ace Specs, and of course, an Apple. I'm excited to get to the opening, but before I do, let's hear a word from my sponsor, Full Grip Games. FullGripGames.com is the best place to buy Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed products. Make sure to check out FullGripGames.com today and place a pre-order for Twilight Masquerade sealed product. Shopping at FullGripGames.com directly supports the content that I create here on Tricky Gym. In today's video, I'm going to be sleeving my hits in Dragon Shield clear matte sleeves, and I also decided to bring Psyduck along to help with the opening. Hopefully, you don't mind Psyduck staring into your soul as I open the newest Pokemon cards. I also decided to bring Twitch chat along. Now, don't make me regret this, Twitch chat. Say hello to YouTube. I'm streaming this opening live on Twitch, so if you like the vibes here, make sure to check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrickyGym, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every weekday. This first box is going to go a little bit slower as I take in the new cards. This is the first box of this set that I am opening, but by the time we get to box number 6, we're going to be speeding through these a little bit so that I can, get through it without really, laboring over every card. All right, let's go. The Blood Moon Ursaluna set. This is some really dope pack art. Not gonna lie, I really like the theme of this set. The fact that it's just like a bear and an apple. That's really, it's really interesting, and like the little like green tea ghost. Not something that I feel like I've ever seen before. Unlike, a set with like a Charizard on the front. It's like, all right, seen that. Set with a, like a Rayquaza on the front. Like, yeah, we've seen that. All right, we got Tadbulb or something. Little Fion. Monferno, and our first hit of the opening, Screamtail EX. Take a look at that Screamtail EX. Wow, 190 hit points, and it's got the it's got some attack that does 120 damage. It's not a very good card. I actually forget what it does because that's what happens when the cards are not very good. Lana and her rod. It's kind of like Clara. Tangela. Yo, look at that Tangela. Froakie. This Froakie is unbelievable, honestly. So cool. Clay Froakie. It's like the cutest Froakie ever. Old bald man. And look at this dude. Oh my gosh. He is so sick. Infernape. Art rare. This card looks nuts, dude. Look at this thing. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. There's like not an Infernape card as cool as this in the history of the Pokemon TCG. It's like not even close. New to you as well. This has got to be the dopest looking Infernape there is. It's got a cool ability as well. Once during your turn, you can attach up to 1 fighting energy and 1 fire energy from your hand to your Pokemon in play in any way you like, and its attack does 200 damage. Nose Pass. Oh, cute little Slugma. Spinarak, right? Spinark. Spidops. Something. And a Stadium. And Belly Bolts. Crawdaunt. The cutest Vulpix I've ever seen. Halucha. This is a cool card. Does 50 damage plus 90 more if you're behind on prizes. So nice 140 damage punch. Thank goodness this card is back. Enhanced Hammer. Such a cool card. Item card that just lets you discard a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is a very powerful item card, and I'm just happy to have it back in standard formats. And this is, not Applin, but it's like, not Appleton, it's not Flapple, it's Apple Diplin. That's right, Diplin. Thank you, chat. Diplin. This guy, for 2 energy, does 70 damage and switches in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and does 70 damage to it. Diplin is all right, but the real hype thing is that there is going to be a new dragon type Applin. There he is. Yes, the Dragon Applin, which will make Flapple, Diplin, and Appleton all playable in Gym Leader Challenge formats in the Dragon deck. Since previously, the only Applins were grass, which meant that you couldn't play them in your Dragon Gym Leader Challenge deck. So this is a big win for Dragon fans out there. Wonderful. Little Fion. That is a Fion, right? Torkoal. And Zapdos. Zapdos is one of my favorite Pokemon, maybe my absolute favorite Pokemon. It's close race. Weavile, Zapdos, and I love you too, Psyduck. Zapdos is awesome. This card does 190 damage, which is crazy. You do have to discard, I think, all lightning energy from it when you attack or something like that. Maybe all energy from it, period. But still, 190 damage in Lightning Gym Leader Challenge decks. That is a significant amount of damage. Does have to compete for space with the Team Up Zapdos, because you can't play both in Gym Leader Challenge, but still a very cool card. Helioptile. Is this Helioptile? Or is he like little Helioptile Jr.? Pinsir. That Pinsir kind of looking tough. Crawdaunt Jr. Leafeon. Purple Hair Person. Sorry, I didn't play the DLC, okay? I didn't play the DLC. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty underwhelmed with Scarlet and Violet, the video games. Now, this is Helioptile for sure. Machageist? Yo. Okay, he actually is kind of crazy, bro. Look at this. You got like the depth of field going on, like a shallow depth of field. This is crazy. Like the background's blurred out. No, all right, this is Heliolisk. Okay. Lucian is from Sinnoh. That's Lucian, the purple hair person. Yeah, this action shot goes crazy. I do collect the art rares for my personal collection. So that is very hype. Eevee. Flower. What, Floette? Another Ninetales. Lucky Helmet. And Florges. Flabebe. All right, Flabebe, and then Floette's the middle one, and then Florges is this one right here. Another Applin. Slugma. Oh, I love this artwork for the Hisuian Growlithe. I think there's a Hisuian Arcanine that... What? I haven't seen any of these cards yet. This looks like a Looney Tune. This is so crazy, bro. You've got to be kidding me. This thing like legitimately looks like a Looney Tune. Okay, this card actually owns. This is definitely the best Enamorus card that I've ever seen. As hilarious as it is, this card actually makes me hate Enamorus less. Now, it was almost impossible for me to hate Enamorus more, and I think Enamorus is probably many people's least favorite Pokemon. But this card somehow manages to make me hate Enamorus less. This is kind of funny. This is a huge dub for Enamorus fans. All you Enamorus truthers out there, you're getting a big dub with this one. This one's kind of sick. Frogdeer. Little Puppers. Monferno. Big Nose. And Lucian, apparently. What does Lucian do? Puppers. This one's Floette, for sure. Mankey. I'm just kidding. That's Infernape Jr. Chimchar. That's right, Chimchar. I never picked Chimchar in the game. I was Empoleon. Yeah. Right. Chimchar. And Spinarak. Listen, everybody's gangster until you gotta open Japanese Pokemon cards and you're put on the spot And all of a sudden, all 1,050 whatever Pokemon aren't so easy to remember anymore, are they? Tangrowth, Girafarig, Tinglu, my boy. This Tinglu card is so good. It's got this attack that does 30 damage and 30 damage to all of your opponent's bench Pokemon, but you have to discard a stadium in order for it to do that. But it's still, this card is nuts. It is so good. 140 hit points. This is perfect for fighting Gym Leader Challenge decks. As long as Manaphy exists in standard format and Radiant Greninja, I think that these kinds of spread strategies are probably going to be relegated to cards that can play Canceling Clone, like Radiant Greninja decks. But in Gym Leader Challenge, this card is a huge win. You can play it alongside Palossand, which also does 30 damage to all your opponent's Pokemon for a great spread strategy. And then Pokemon Catcher reprint. Frogadier, Machageist or something, Slugma, Iron Leaves. Look how pretty. Iron Leaves looks so nice. I actually really like this artwork. As far as like making the future Pokemon actually look good and interesting, I think this artwork does a really good job. Why? Because it's by Arita, one of the freaking goats. So of course it's a great artwork. Yeah, Arita's been at it since the very beginning. Love that artwork. And then Morpeko has a nice little ability. You can look at the top card of your deck and discard it if you'd like to. Eevee again. Floette. Torkoal. And holy moly, Poltergeist EX, he's Poltergeist, right? Is it Machageist and Poltergeist? Is that the two? That it does look like Flubber. My goodness, what a blast from the past. No, this is Patrick. That's not Poltergeist. That's Sinistra. Thank you. Sinistra. Frog. Snorlax. Yes. They've been really printing a lot of Snorlax cards lately. And Glaceon. A lot of Snorlax love. Vulpix. Girafarig. Tangrowth. Lucky Helm. Oh, what a nice Cramorant. Look at that bird. Pokemon does love Snorlax. But the reason Pokemon love Snorlax is because y'all love Snorlax. People love Snorlax. Ninetale. Enhanced Hammer. And Chi-Yu. All right, where are the hits at? We got one Screamtail. We got one Green Tea Ghost Pokemon of questionable nomenclature. Here we go. Here we go. There is our Walking Wake Holo Rare. It's got this attack that allows you to put up to 9 damage counters on this Pokemon. It does 20 damage for each damage counter that you put onto it. So it can do 180 damage for 3. And Pokemon Catcher again. Honestly, the best pull out of the box so far, I'm not kidding. The best pull out of this box so far is by far this Enamorous card. That is the coolest pull, not close. Yes, I like it more than the Infernape. I do. I'm telling you, that Enamorous, yo, let's go. Here we go. Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. The gnarliest, most ferocious, most crazy Pokemon in the set. Absolutely nuts. 260 hit points. Got this attack that does 240 damage for 5 energy, but its ability, like Radiant Charizard, makes it so that its attack costs 1 colorless less for each prize card your opponent has taken. So if your opponent's taken 5 prize cards, it's doing 240 damage for free. And it's a basic Pokemon EX with 260 hit points. And it's got a bionic eyeball, so you know it's crazy. Yeah, you know. And it's got literally blood in the name. This thing is crazy, bro. It's got blood on its fangs right there. This card is as tough and as ferocious and gnarly as they come. It's messed up, dude. You could play this card in any deck. I do think that this is probably the best card in the set. I don't know that that's really like a take at all. I think that's just very clearly what it is. But Let me know what you guys think in the chats. Heliolisk. Tangela. Switch. And Cramorant. Floette. Love Ball. And Ariados. I take it back. Applin's the best card in the sets. Didn't that right, Applin? Bald Guy. Lucian. Leafeon. Slugma. Frog. What is this building? Department store? Warehouse? Like what? What actually is the stadium? Now, I gotta say, as far as stadiums go, that is one of the least interesting stadiums. Oh, I got an ace spec. Let's go. It's one of the least interesting stadiums I've ever seen. Yes! This card is so sick. All right, we got the crazy body armor thing. I don't know. The Pokemon Straight Jacket. Like, dude, what? Survival Cast? Yeah. This tool card is an ace spec. You put it on your Pokemon, and if that Pokemon has full HP and will be knocked out by damage from an attack, then that Pokemon lives with 10 hit points remaining instead of getting knocked out, and then you discard the ace spec. So it's pretty cool. It can make it so that your Pokemon does not get one hit KO'd by damage, which is super useful in some situations. I mean, if your Pokemon's going to be getting absolutely shredded, the ace spec can save you from that. Your opponent can, of course, always Lost Vacuum it, but force your opponent to have that card. Pinsir. Nose Pass. Yo, let's go! We got the Photographer Lady full art card. I was hoping that we would pull her, as I, too, am a photographer. So this is a nice photographer card. Perrin. Unfortunately, the supporter itself is not terribly good, but it is a cool card nonetheless, and I'm excited to pull Perrin. Very nice. The supporter is like a double Pokemon communication. You can shuffle up to 2 Pokemon from your hand into your deck and then search your deck for 2 Pokemon and put them into your hand. But I just like the artwork, and I think that Perrin's a really cool character, and having a background in photography myself, I really connect with this card, and I think it's sweet. Eevee. Tangela. Frogadier. Yo, the regular art Infernape, very cool, with the full moon behind it. And Perrin. Ninetales. Hawlucha. Spinarak. And there we go. I am real hyped about this card. Hisuian Arcanine, 130 hit points, and a free attack, which does 30 damage plus 90 more damage if your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on it. So this would go really well in a Gym Leader Challenge deck that places damage counters on your own bench Pokemon, and there are lots of fighting type Pokemon that do that. Earthquake Pokemon like Donphan from Vivid Voltage. This Hisuian Arcanine also just looks really epic. It's got a great artwork. Free attacks are always nice. Very cool. Girafarig, Torkoal, Bald Guy, Lucky Helm, Farigiraf. The Farigiraf does 40 damage for each Stage 1 Pokemon you have in play. Not the best, but it's all right. And then our last pull of the box, we got a Greninja EX. This card is being talked about quite a bit. It has got an attack that does 170 damage and allows you to search your deck for whatever card you want and put it into your hand. And then its second attack does 120 damage to 2 different targets, which is crazy, as this is just a card that can search your deck for whatever you want and can also spread damage just like Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX while only giving up 2 prize cards. So this card does feel like the spiritual successor to Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. This thing has got some potential for sure. I'm interested to see if it can do anything in standard formats. Time for box number 2. These cards from Crimson Haze will be a part of our Teal Mask set. Is it Teal Mask? It's Masquerade. Twilight Mask? Twilight Masquerade. The Crimson Haze cards will be part of our Twilight Masquerade sets, which is coming out in May. Yo, look at this guy. Our first Iron Thorns EX. This guy is crazy. It's got this ability that makes it so that as long as Iron Thorns EX is in the active spot, Pokemon with the rule box have no abilities. So it's kind of like Path to the Peak, right? But it is only activated if you have Iron Thorns in the active spot. Iron Thorns being a future Pokemon, it does have access to all the future buffs, like Future Booster Energy Capsule and the Iron Crown EX, which makes its attack do more damage. Its attack does 140 damage and pushes an energy back to the bench, so it conserves energy and locks abilities. I think this card is really good. It's got a hefty 230 hit points. Hits a good weakness with a retreat cost of 4. It's also compatible with the Heavy Baton that was just released in Temporal Forces. And you can play this card alongside Miraidon, the dragon one from Temporal Forces, Iron Crown EX, and Iron Hands EX. I think this will make a very formidable future toolbox deck. Oh, future Pokemon can still use abilities. Got it. So it's like, what, Pokemon with a rule box except for future Pokemon get blocked? Yeah, that card is sick. Out of this next pack, we've got the Torkoal Art Rare. This is my first time seeing this. This is a really neat card. Look at Torkoal. Just kind of hanging out, getting some pets, getting some love in there. I mean, the Art Rares continue to just be my favorite cards from the set by far. Now that we've kind of seen a lot of the regular set, we can kind of just cook through these boxes. I feel like we've seen almost everybody now. Now we're hunting for hits. Love Ball. I know my buddy Michael Zealy was upset that we didn't get a Love Ball secret rare. And there we go. Sinistchi. Poltergeist. Machigeist. Sinistra. I wish, listen, usually I play all of the Pokemon games. I usually do, but I gotta say that the Scarlet and Violet games, they did not make me want to come back, bro. The 3 frames per second windmills and the towns that you can barely explore, yeah, I wasn't clicking with it. I played through the regular game. I had a fine time, but I really do think that the Scarlet and Violet games were just not cooked long enough. I think they needed more time, more development. I did play Sword and Shield, yeah. Nice. Got another Enamorous. I did play Sword and Shield, and I think that for me, like, Sword and Shield had some really pretty areas, like the Galar Mine and the Glimwood Tangle, I think were some of the prettiest areas that I've ever explored in any Pokemon game. I do think there were some parts of Sword and Shield that felt hollow, but the Glimwood Tangle and the Galar Mine felt really awesome. Like, I loved going through those areas. Like, I wanted those to be, like, more fully developed. Like, I wanted those aesthetics to be explored. Sick. Look at this guy. Yo, the Screamtail EX Full Art. Let's go. I think it's got an attack that's like, what? Your opponent can't play any supporters from their hand or something, but you can only use it on turn 1. It's like you can only use it on the first turn of the game going second, right? And your opponent, like, can't play a supporter card. But yeah, I really loved the Glimwood Tangle. I really loved the Galar Mine. I thought there were some cool things in Sword and Shield, but for me, the wild area in Sword and Shield, it kind of felt like glitchy and underdeveloped. Like, the wild area didn't feel smooth, right? So the wild area, like, didn't feel good to explore because it was kind of like glitchy, you know? It felt glitchy and empty. And then for me, the entire Scarlet and Violet game felt that way. Yo, we got 2 hits in the same, what? Yo, in the same box, bro. We got 2 full arts in the same box. This, like, never happens in Japanese booster boxes. That's crazy, dude. All right, well, sick. We've got a pairing that we can give away as part of our our giveaway now. I don't need 2 pairings, so we'll be giving one away. If you're watching on YouTube, you should check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrickyJim. I do giveaways and other fun stuff while I'm streaming live. It was a huge disappointment, like, not being able to go in stores in the Scarlet and Violet video games. Like, did that not bother anybody else? Like, you've got this huge world, but it felt empty. The world felt empty and, like, underdeveloped. You, like, couldn't even go in the stores and, like, talk to NPCs and stuff. And the NPCs you did see walking around were all, like glitchy and low, low frame rate and stuff like that. It's literally like the first Pokemon game where you can't go inside buildings and talk to people. Nice, got another Blood Moon. And that really bothered me. I mean, as a longtime Pokemon fan, like the trade-off of getting to explore this, what I consider to be kind of like vacant open world that was trying a little bit too hard to be like Legend of Zelda. I don't know. I think that there is just too much bloat in video games these days. Like, I'm having a great time playing through my Game Boy Advance. And I'm not just nostalgic for the Game Boy Advance. I never owned a Game Boy Advance as a kid. Game Boy Advance came out during, like, yo, let's go. We got the Evolutionizer, or whatever this thing is. I don't know. Gets 3 Stage 1 Pokemon from your deck, puts them straight into your hand. Maybe this card will save Gardevoir EX. You can get 3 Curlia, put them all into your hand. I don't think that, games need to be these, like, kind of bloated open world experiences. Like, I'm not like mad that Pokemon tried it out, but really I think their games are not at their best when they're trying to do that. Especially with the team that they have developing it, and I guess their abilities to turn the games out fast. I think that there is just so much. There's so much going on in the Pokemon universe, and I get that the Pokemon franchise can't just like take 8 years to develop a game like the Zelda team can. Magcargo EX. I get that Pokemon can't just spend 8 years on a game like the Zelda team can. Well, then make a game within your ability range, right? Then like shoot to make a game that's within your range of what you can accomplish in that time, right? So either the development team need to be given more time, or the team needed to set a goal that was more easily obtainable, right? Because right now you just have kind of this like weird, nice, got another Heliolisk. Live within your means and create. I mean, like, people are going to be spending $70 on a video game, like, make it good. And so what I'm trying to say is that in order for a game to be good, it doesn't have to be massive, right? And I think that that's kind of like a thing in the video game world now. Like, you don't have to have like the biggest game ever in order to have the best game ever. Like right now I'm playing through, I just started Minish Cap. I don't know. I'm playing games on the Game Boy Advance, and I love Pokemon Emerald. I absolutely love Pokemon Emerald. I feel like, part of me is sad because I'm like, dang, Pokemon will never make another great 2D game again, It's kind of sad. What's not sad is this Cramorant. This Cramorant is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the shallow depth of field on this thing. Cramorant just hanging out in a cafe outside. I mean, just awesome stuff. The vibe on that card is so good. But yeah, I think there's something really charming about, the 2D games like Minish Cap and like Pokemon Emerald. And I really like that size of game, right? And I think that there's like value in creating really good handheld games that are that size of gaming experience, right? And now that like all Nintendo games come out on the Switch, well, it's like now every game can be handheld. Right, but look at like how massive indie games are, right? Like Natalie's playing through Stardew Valley again for like the millionth time because there was just this big Stardew Valley update. Everybody's all hyped about Stardew Valley again. And yeah, I mean, Stardew Valley was made by one dude, you know, and is like one of the best chill farming simulators ever. Magcargo EX. Shout out to all the people out there with partners into Stardew Valley, for sure. So yeah, I think that there will probably be, I don't know, there probably has to be like a reckoning eventually within the video game industry where, you know, developers kind of just realize that there's too much bloat in a lot of games and that we can scale things back and just focus on like the playing experience and make the playing experience feel really good and magical, even if it's just a 60-hour playing experience, right? If it's a 60-hour, but if you have like 60 really good hours, right, of play, then you can play that game over and over and over again, right? Whereas, like, you could tell me, like, oh, well, there's 120 hours of stuff to do in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, but I got through the first 30 hours and I was like, I'm good. You know, like, I'm good, bro. You know, I think I'm just good. And it was like, yeah, well, now you can pay more money for a DLC. And I was like, well, I'm not really going to pay more money for a game that didn't feel finished when it first came out, right? So I've definitely been into the Game Boy SP games lately because they just, I don't know, they feel really good to play. You know, I heard it said once, yo, let's go. It's our second Torkoal. I was reading an article and the article was saying that like a Zelda game is only as good as it feels to swing Link's sword. And that's so true. Like a lot of video games can kind of be boiled down to that. Like if a game doesn't feel good to play, then what's the point of playing? So my hope is that the next Pokemon title just feels really good to play. And part of that is looking good to play. It's got to look good and it's got to feel good to play. Like, I don't care how, you know, massive the open world is. If it doesn't feel good to ride around the open world, then who cares? There we go. Iron Leaves, Pokemon Catcher. No, I don't think nice, that's our second Iron Thorns. The people who say that like Nintendo specs just aren't up to, you're coping for Pokemon too hard by saying that, because just look at like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was developed for the Wii U, right? And it worked. And the Wii U certainly wasn't a very powerful system, but it was an open game world that worked and felt good, you know? And that was developed years ago. You just have to, as a developer, you know the canvas that you are creating your game for, and it is your team's responsibility to make sure that your project fits the canvas, right? Don't blame the canvas. Like if I'm a painter and I start painting and I'm like, this canvas is too small. Well, you knew the size of the canvas when you got started, bro. You knew what you were getting into. You knew the whole time. Don't blame the canvas. The canvas has never changed. The canvas was the canvas the whole time. You know, it just comes down to like project management, really. Thank you, Seymour Biscuits, for that sub. All right, what do we want? How many A-Specs are in this set? What am I looking for? I think a Secret Art Rare would be nice. The Secret Art Rare Perrin. Yeah, we definitely need the Unfair stamp. We haven't seen that yet. I do need enough of the Iron Thorns to make like an Iron Thorns future deck. And there's our Unfair stamp. Cool. We got all 3 A-Specs. Great. That's fantastic. Unfair stamp is a really cool card. You can only play it if your opponent took a knockout during their last turn. and it's an item card, and your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and gets 2 cards, and you shuffle your hand into your deck, and you get 5 cards. Yeah, dang, look at the holo pattern on these. That just looks amazing. And holy moly, look at that eyesore. this guy, yeah, the full art, yeah, this going straight into the giveaway pile, dog. Like, I do not want this thing. I'm sorry. Sorry, Greninja, but I'm not sorry. Yeah, these guys, dude, look how much cooler the regular one looks. Yeah, dude, like, I don't know why they decided to make all these full art terrestrialized Pokemon white or whatever. Yeah, it's like the new rainbow rare. I'd rather have a rainbow rare than this thing, if I'm being honest. I need it for the Greninja deck. Trust that I'll pull 3 more Greninja EX. Trust. You know, I saw a case full of rainbow rares the other day, and I thought to myself, dang, you know, maybe we were too hard on rainbow rares. You ever think that? What if we were... Yo, the Eevee art rare. Dude, look how cute it is. Look at all the Eevees. Oh my God. Wow. Dang, there are some really incredible art rares in this set. Is he playing with like a Hydreigon plush or something? I think that Eevee, is that Eevee playing with like a baby Hydreigon? Like, what is that? And a matcha tea. Ghost. Polcha. Sinistra. Whatever. Box number 4. I love how the cards are just living in this pile right here. That's fun. Infernape and Boomer Energy. Glaceon. Apple. Pinsir. What's that Chi-Yu do? The Chi-Yu does something. Saw somebody talking about that Chi-Yu. Arcanine. And Blood Moon Ursaluna. We've got plenty of those. I don't think that Blood Moon Ursaluna will end up being its own, like, deck. So I think... I can't imagine decks playing more than 2 Blood Moon Ursaluna. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that card is just that card. But I don't think so. Back half of this box is going to be loaded. Blood Moon versus... There we go. We got another of the, I don't know, Pokemon Bionic Armor or whatever. I don't know. The Protection Vest. Yo, look at him. So you're telling me this is a Poltergeist. This kid is about to beef it. All right. Does anybody have, like, the description of Poltergeist? It says here, it sprinkles some of its powdery body onto food and drains the life force from those who so much as lick it. Oh yeah, dude. You're bodied. Run! Oh, this full art, the full art Magcargo EX. Oh, thank goodness we pulled this. The full art Magcargo. Oh yeah. Man. Boy, oh boy. I'm good on the terrestrialized full arts. I'm not a fan. It's like we pivoted from the rainbow rares, which I think leaving the rainbow rares behind was good because the rainbow rares were like supposed to be the highest end chase card, but they ended up being everybody's least favorite cards from the from the pulls, to the point where, yo, look at him, dude. He's crazy. What a nose. Are there little like birds hanging out? No, flowers. Those are flowers. Oh, he's so handsome. He's got little flowers on his head. He's real nice. He's got a little umbrella. That or somebody behind him with an umbrella. These are going to look so good in my art rare binder. There's something about the art rare cards too. Like, you can see the art rares online or whatever, but pulling one, you know, they really have a great presence when you pull one. They do. They look so good. Like, in the sleeve, in your binder. That's our third Torkoal. All right, Torkoal, we got too many of you. We don't need that many Torkoal. Iron Leaves. And our third Iron Thorns EX. I think that we have plenty of Thorns for our Ability Lock future deck now. I don't imagine the deck playing... I guess maybe it could play 4. It'd be nice to get a 4th. We've got 2 more boxes, so... good odds of that. Another Greninja EX. All we need is 2 more, and then I can give away our ugly full arts. You know what's not ugly, though? The secret art rare Greninja is kind of like really sick looking, actually. So if we can pull the secret art rare Greninja, that would be pretty sick. Is it called secret illustration rare? Is that what they're called now? Are they not secret art rares? Yeah, whatever. I can't keep up with all the names. Special illustration rare. Got it. SIR. Special. They're special illustration rares. So they're not even secret art. Cool. They're SIR. Oh, they're secret art rares in English. Got it. I was like, where am I getting that term from then? Special illustration rares, the English rarity. Okay, another Screamtail EX. And Holo Rare Zapdos. 2 boxes left. Let's get after it. Bless our pulls, Psyduck. Bless our pulls. It is nice that I feel like the Japanese booster boxes were going through kind of a spike in price over the course of the last year. I don't know if any of y'all noticed. I noticed because I do these openings. So I noticed a lot. But it seems like the price of these boxes has really come down. For those of you that don't know, MSRP for one of these is like $50. And nice. I was able to get these for like 55 each, which is pretty good. There was a point when the Japanese booster boxes were retailing for like 150 each. Yo, our second Cramorant. There we go. I know Brandon's gonna want one of these, so we got one. Yes, considering I don't live in Japan and I'm getting these imported, yeah, paying 55 is super chill. That's no problem. I'll pay that all day. And we got another full art Magcargo EX. Please, God, please let us get a second secret rare in this box. This is not it. Make the Magcargo deck? No. The Magcargo is not good. It's got a really gimmicky attack. We haven't talked about it, but that's because it's not worth talking about. It does 140 damage for 3, and then it's one of those, like, you and your opponent both discard the top card of your deck, and it does 140 more damage for each energy you discard in that way. So you have to, like, stack your own deck, and you're doing 240 if you stack your own deck. And you could do as much as 420 damage. If both you and your opponent happen to hit energy off the discard, you're doing 420 damage. Yeah, you got it, Brandon. Right, you can Cypher Maniac. I know, but like, that's it. We got a play set of Torkoals, folks. Play set of Torkoal. I think there are just better fire guys Yeah, it does do 280 damage, but wouldn't you rather just be attacking with Gouging Fire EX? Why would you play Torkoal EX if you could just attack with Gouging Fire? Like, why though? All right, here's our 4 Thorns, nice. Because it's funny? Because it's funny. I guess I can't argue with that. Tricky Jim. We're just doing it for the memes. Duh. All right, I do need another Greninja. So hopefully we find one of those. I think the Greninja EX deck probably plays like 4 Greninjas, right? You probably play a bunch of those. It seems like a... Oh, there's another Magcargo. I mean, this one at least is very funny looking. In like funny looking good. This one's funny looking bad. This one's funny looking excellent. I'm just saying. This one is far superior. Like, if I'm gonna play the funny Magcargo deck, I'm gonna have the one that's pogging out of its gourd. Yeah, this one definitely has some Jar Jar Binks vibes. That's true. Nice. What a hyper evolution finder thingy majiggy. Yeah. Hyper incense. I do think that that's probably the strongest of the 3. Maybe I'm wrong. I do think it's between these 2. This one is like at least very interesting for the decks that it's good in. This one, you know, could be a neat addition to any deck, really. But the Hyper Incense, Hyper Aroma. Yo, yes. We got the very cute art rare Hisuian Growlithe. I was hoping that we would pull this card. He's such a good boy. Now all we need to do is pull the special illustration rare Perrin, which is like a 2-part card with the Growlithe, as Perrin is taking a picture of the Growlithe. So now I just need to find the special illustration rare Perrin. No problem. We got one more box to do it. Easy mode. Beautiful. What a great card. Walking Wake. No, we got the special illustration rare Perrin coming in. Next box, last box. Come on, Greninja. Get me a Greninja. One more Greninja EX. I don't want to have to keep this full art, but I will. Japan does do reverse holos, but only in special sets. Dang. So they don't do reverse holos in every set, which is neat because it makes it really feel special when Japan does do reverse holos. It feels like a special treat. Our final booster box number 6. Will we find a special illustration rare? Will we find, I don't know, a 3rd full art Magcargo EX? Stay tuned to find out. Nada. What's the bald guy do? Does he do anything good? Sinistra. Yo! New art rare, Fion. We haven't pulled Fion yet, so very excited about that. That's nice. Look at that. There's like Wailmer in the background and Wailord. This is a really cool art rare, actually. Like, the more you look at it. Look how sweet that looks. Oh, yeah. The bald guy has to do with the community center. Yeah. No. No, thank you. Blood Moon Ursaluna. Imagine how sick it would be if we had like a gold Love Ball. And if like Love Ball was a good card. Wouldn't that be sweet? All right, we got the second Eevee art rare. Very cool. I need a fourth Greninja, though. So hopefully we can pull one more Greninja. Thank you, RVD, for that sub. Oh, we need the Apple art rare, too, which we haven't found yet. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I saw some tweet that, like, some guy was complaining that Pokemon's quality is dropped because, yo, let's go. All right, we got the Lucian Full Arts. No, I don't even know what this card does. I'm not going to pretend I know what it does. But I saw somebody complaining that there wasn't a Pokemon in the Appling card and that it was just a picture of an apple tree. And they kind of like missed the point. They like missed the point that the apples are the Pokemon, right? Which is pretty funny. Both players shuffle. Flip a coin if heads 6, tails draw 3. Ooh, that's not very good. Not the strongest card. Maybe we'll get our secret rare apple, though. It's another 2-hitter, but at what cost? We got 2 boxes with 2 full arts in them. Both of them contained full art Screamtail. Cool. Everybody's favorite, full art Screamtail. We did find another Greninja, thankfully. All right, so that is Greninja EX number 4. So if I want to make a Greninja EX deck, I can do so. Unfortunately, that means I will have to play my ugly full art Greninja EX if I want to play 4 of them, but it's okay. At least we got 4. That's fine. My pile grows ever stronger. Another unfair stamp. I'm very happy with that. We got, what, 2 of the incense, 2 of the unfair stamp. Can we find art rare apple? Ting Lewis? I think I get one more art rare. It's going to be a Torkoal. I think that's our 5th Thorns, so we can give one of those away. And it is Enamorous. I do think this card is so sick, though, so I ain't even mad, bro. Enamorous. And that's it. Out of our 6 booster boxes of Crimson Haze, I pulled 6 Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. I think that this is probably the best card in the set, so was very thrilled to pull so many of those. And I pulled 5 Iron Thorns EX, which I also think is a very good card, so was thankful to get more than a playset of those. 3 Screamtail EX, 3 Greninja EX, 3 Magcargo EX, and a playset of Sinistcha EX. For the full arts, we got 2 full art Magcargo EX, a full art Greninja EX, 2 full arts Perrin, and a full arts Lucian. And I forgot about these 2. 2 full art Screamtail EX. For the art rares, we got 1 Fion, 3 Enamorous, a playset of Torkoal, 2 Heliolisk, 1 Hisuian Growlithe, 2 Eevee, an Infernape, a Poltergeist, Nosepass, and 2 Cramorants. And then finally, for the ace specs, we got 2 of the body armor thing. What are we calling this thing? For the ace specs, we pulled 2 of each. 2 Unfair Stamp, 2 Hyper Aroma, and 2 Survival Cast. And that's it for today's opening. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure to check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every weekday, and it's where I'm about to give away a bunch of these hits from the boxes that I opened. Huge thank you to my sponsors, Full Grip Games and Dragon Shield, for supporting the content that I create here on the channel as well. That'll do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.